Just a wee quick video to share this news story. This story here came to light there about 12 days ago from the time of me shooting this video. Formula One teams working to answer call for more ventilators. So there's a consortium set up between all the Formula One teams in England, and they call it Project Pit Lane, and that was to call out for to assist in manufacturing a shortage of ventilators to assist with the crisis. So they reckon they need 30,000 ventilators, and at the minute they have 8,000. So we have a good news story in the form of that 12 days later, and I just think that's pretty amazing. So this is Mercedes AMG website, University College London and University College London hospitals and Formula One develop life-saving breathing aids for the NHS, and they've done this in less than 2 weeks. So the breathing aid is known as a continuous positive airway pressure, or CPAP. So to see if you're reading all that, the basics are they have a non-patented or an off-patent design. They reverse engineered it, and they improved the design of it and made it easier for mass production. And Mercedes-Benz high-performance powertrains have seemed to have been key in that with an association with University College London. So it's pretty amazing what they've done in such a short space of time. Now, when this news broke this week that they had actually 100 prototypes, and they had to be type tested by the NHS and those the medical authorities, that they said by the beginning of next week, so that would be the 4th of April, something like that, they possibly were looking at 1,000 units per day to produce, which is just an amazing number from having basically nothing less than 2 weeks ago. So it's not a ventilator that provides full ventilation to a patient. Now, I don't know a lot about this. I'm not in the medical industry at all, but I'm just reiterating what I've read. And so a full ventilator where a patient requires total assistance for breathing, requires a pipe going down into the windpipe, and the patient has to be sedated for that. That is not what this is. This assists in breathing, and it opens the passages in the lungs for the person that's been infected by whatever they have. And if we can get a couple of photographs of it there, that's it there. It's a bit like a regulator. So in the top right there, you have oxygen inlet, and that sort of, what is that? It's a black inlet is where air goes in. At the bottom right there, it says to patient, and there's three knobs on it: flow adjustment, flow on and off, and oxygen adjustment. So that then is fed through a number of tubes, and goes on to the patient's mouth like that. So yeah, pretty amazing. Now, just there's other stories in the media that is Petronas has contributed 20 million. That's Malaysian currency there. I think it's about £4 million for 100 ICU beds to Malaysian hospitals there. Triple Eight in Australia on the supercar engineering company have made a version of a ventilator, and also there's been other coordinations with this Ventilator Challenge UK. That's BAE Systems. Pretty elaborate design there, and that is a wee workshop of people there working from Fields, UK, which there's a factory in Belfast, a Fields factory, and that is British Aerospace there as well. So yeah, it's pretty unbelievable, but certainly Mercedes Benz will have to hats off to you there, guys. And Mercedes F1 design breathing aid approved for use by the NHS, and that came in 2 days ago. There, that report from the time that I'm recording this, and that came from the Project Pit Lane scheme with UCL there, the CPAP breathing aid, and yeah, the UK facing a shortage. Managed to achieve the first device production in less than 100 hours from the first meeting on March the 18th, and it's received approval from Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency, and that whenever that was reported there a couple of days ago, we're now at this stage here. So unbelievable. Thanks for watching.